hi to everyone in the live chat. We've got Linda Lambert. Hi, Linda. Hope you're having a good day, sweetie. We've got the wonderful Laurie Shaw, and I want to thank you, Laurie, for joining my Patreon. It really means a lot to me, and I can't wait to share some behind the scenes footage with you and have a chat with you on Patreon. That's amazing. Thank you. And we also have Bill Robertson Art here. Hi, Bill. Hope you're doing well. And we've got Byron Chandler as well. So can someone in the chat just let me know that you can hear and see us? And you can see both Kat and myself, so I know that it's all working okay. And we've also got Johnny Dark as well from Johnny Dark, Dark Art Creatorium. And also Just Janice, the wonderfully talented Just Janice is here as well. Hi, sweetie.
Yes, yeah, hi, yes. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Bill. Hi, Linda. Oh, have
It's like
fun.
déjà vu this. It's like Groundhog Day. We just went through this. But yeah. But show us what you were telling me earlier, Kat. Show us what you've done
Yes, so
already.
let me just show what I worked on before Christmas again, which was the, I better turn that upside down because that's all sticky. The diamond art. I was doing, that's fallen off now. I haven't got that. Hang on a moment. This is a butterfly. So it's been sunny down here where I live. And this has been, hang on a minute. It's fallen off. Right, so that's the butterfly. So, and the sun has been shining on it all day, and it gives off all these sparkles that lights up the room, and that hangs off the bottom of it. So, and it's just fallen off, unfortunately, because I didn't do it up tight enough. And this is the one I'm working on, the bumblebee. Anyone can see that?
That was gorgeous. That was
Gorgeous.
stunning colours, and they look great together, don't they, on that butterfly?
Yeah. So these are both sides. They're reversible. So I've just got this one side left to do. But I was saying that the trouble is you get these off of Amazon, these kits, but because they're printed on a 3D printer, they don't come out symmetrical. So you've got to be, it's pot luck whether you get a nice one. The butterfly was pretty good. This one's
Yeah.
too bad, but sometimes, they've got a leg missing or something like that.
Oh God, really? Gosh.
They're cheap, they're fun, they're
Yeah.
easy. No, but the ones on the canvas, they're much better. Which
Oh, were the canvas ones from Amazon and the bumblebee from Temu or something?
Yeah, these ones that I'm getting, the canvas ones, are from Amazon. But I've just seen a company called Diamond Art Club. Um,
Right.
Look them up. They're actually a company that um, does all that sort of thing. Probably a bit more expensive, but anyway,
Yeah.
I shall get so. So hopefully everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Um, Shall I zoom in and I'll
Yeah.
get started on that?
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go through what I'm doing today. So I was originally going to do a painting, and if we have time, I might do a quick painting using watercolors. But what I wanted to show you was this finally arrived. It's an empty palette, so it's for watercolor paints, which are in a tube, and it's really, really nice. It's obviously a metal tin, um, with lots of little trays inside. It's got this thumb or finger ring, so it doesn't fall off if you're painting outside, outdoors. You can use that thumb ring underneath there to keep hold of the palette and keep it steady in your hands. And I'm just going to open it up. Which side does it open up? This side. And I'll show you that it's got that side there. I think you can see this. It's got that side there to mix your paints. It's also got an additional palette here, which is really nice. So it opens up with two little flaps, and then inside we've got these little trays which are removable, quite easily removable. And I'm going to be putting in all my beautiful Daniel Smith colours, my Daniel Smith watercolours that I was gifted by my husband. So I'm going to start with this lot today. So I'll be filling in my tray. If I get all of them in and we have time, I might do a quick painting with them for you as well, but it depends if we get time. So it's a really simple, easy one today. We're not doing anything extravagant. We're simply just spending some time together, getting to chat to you guys as well. And if you want to stay, you're very welcome to. If you've got other things to do, you can leave us on in the background. And we're just going to be doing what we normally do when we're on our own.
Yeah.
Just getting our stuff ready for painting and also the diamond art as well with cats. So yeah,
Hi, Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Love the bee. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I know. Bumblebees are gorgeous generally, though, lovely.
I love.
And it just, yeah. Right, what should we do first? Let's see. Should we start with the red? So watercolors are meant to last for a long time. So I'm going to pop them into this pan, and they're only 5 milliliter tubes. So um, I'm going to pop some color into here, and hopefully over time it will harden up. But I'll be able to reignite them by using water, obviously mixing it in. So we've now got, at the moment I'm putting in, I don't know if you can see that, I'm putting in, what color is this? Pyrrole red into my little pan. I intend for them to be in here for a long time, so hopefully I'll be doing a lot of watercolor paintings. Watercolor painting is actually really fascinating and an ancient art form with a rich history and unique techniques. There's so many different techniques with watercolor painting. And before I came to it, I didn't really know much about it, if I'm honest.
Oh,
I
I don't
told,
much about watercolor at all. My mum used to do watercolor painting.
did she?
Yeah, she had a lovely set in a wooden box. Um, and when she passed away, you're clearing the property and everything. I stupidly gave it away to charity. All the
Oh,
pictures and everything. I know I wasn't into art really back then. So
yeah. Yeah,
until
I can understand why. Yeah, I can understand why. Did she have any paintings like, let's say, behind? Did you manage to get any of her paintings from
I,
if she was?
she only really she didn't really dabble in it a lot, but I don't even know what I did with her art pad. I could have
Oh,
written them all out, and I really don't know. I was in such a, it's one of those things. It's awful, when you get to that stage in life where you've got to clear your parents' property and things
yeah,
like that. So, um, but she did like to doodle as well. So she was a
right.
doodler. So I think that's where I got to get my what artistic streak I have. I get from her. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but I actually, Taz, I was clearing up in my art room earlier, and I found my watercolors that I bought last year. Uh,
Oh, great. You can join me then doing some watercolor soon.
well, I had a little go. I think I was doing a daffodil or something, and I gave up. It just doesn't
Ah.
draw.
Yeah, I felt like that when I first started. I was like, what am I even doing with this stuff? I just it just used to go down so pale, and I used to think, how can I intensify the colors? Because I like bright colors, you know me. And yeah, I am learning. I mean, it's getting easier, but I actually, a couple of days ago, Wednesday night, I had my first ever oil painting session, and I went out to a lady that teaches oil painting
Uh-huh.
locally to me in Wales, and it's an evening class, so obviously I'll be able to have the kids. And what I did was I went along for 3 hours and I learned how to gesso a canvas properly using
Uh-huh.
specific kind of gesso for oil paints. And I started with my first layer of oil paints. And honestly, I was talking to her and she said, well, do you do watercolor? I said, yeah, I've started watercolor. And she said, actually, oil paints or doing oil painting is easier than doing watercolor. And I almost argued with her, going, can't possibly be. I always thought that oil painting was the hardest thing to do, which is why I never really attempted it. And the one time I attempted it, I didn't gesso my canvas so the oil bled out everywhere on my canvas and wrecked my canvas. But she said, no, honestly, she said oil painting is actually easier than using watercolors. There's a much more of a high learning curve for watercolors.
Wow. So did you enjoy it then?
I did start to enjoy it. There was 10 other people in the class. It was lovely. I met loads of really lovely people, and they're all creative and artistic. They were all taking the course and other types of courses, creative courses. So most of them were about 6 weeks into the painting sessions, right? Whereas I was just coming in, and I could see their semi-finished paintings, and oh my God, they were just range from portraiture to landscape to like kind of trees and valleys and rivers. Somebody was doing an aeroplane,
Oh,
a jet fighter. And honestly, they were great. They were really, really good under this lady's tuition. She was a good teacher. So, really hands-on. So even though there were 10 people, I did get a lot of attention being new.
yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which colours I put down so I can maybe like, not get them mixed up later. So I've just put it down carmine, and then it was quinacridone rose and quinacridone magenta. Why do they make such complicated names? I don't know. Byron just said he'd love to see blue on my palette. I'm getting there, Byron. Don't worry. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get all the reds down and the pinks and the warmer side of the palette down. And this one is Mayan orange. Okay, I'll put that next to the red because I think that's the only red I have. Let's get the Mayan orange down. But what I didn't know about, there's quite a lot of things I didn't know about the history of watercolor.
Oh,
So apparently it dates back to ancient civilizations such as Egypt around 4,000 years ago. The first form of watercolor, and also in China around 1000 BC. So it's been around for a very long time. It's not a new thing, watercolor painting.
so when you mean like the Egyptians, like when you go in their pyramids and all the hieroglyphics that are on the walls, that's all in watercolor, is it?
I don't think the ones in the walls are, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know that they had manuscripts and parchment and things where they did use watercolors, and apparently it was water-based pigments.
Oh,
And they created things like murals and illuminated manuscripts with this type of watercolor that they created themselves, so they made themselves.
I know it's
Now
difficult.
we,
Like music, music's been around for centuries, centuries and centuries and centuries, and you just take it all for granted, really, don't we? You know, because
yeah,
we've got it here, we don't look at the history of things like that.
no,
So that's yes, I suppose yeah. What even going back to cavemen,
yeah,
painting on walls in their caves and everything with their all mean it's all a story. All those pictures,
yeah.
brilliant.
No, I just it's one of the things that make us human, isn't it? I think that the whole kind of creativity side of us, the being creative, being resourceful, making the first ever tools, in the cave and making things with our hands. And
Yeah,
I just think it's inside every one of us, even if some of us think that we're not creative. I think everyone is creative to an extent. It's just how you bring it out. And it doesn't really matter what way you're creative. Human beings are naturally creative. It's intrinsic.
yeah. Just got to find our path, really, haven't we?
Yeah. Purple. Let's have some purples now, I think.
Who's in the house? We've got Smarties Enchanted Crafts. Hi, Smarties Enchanted
Hi,
Crafts.
Smarties.
Byron. Hi, Byron.
Oh, now lavender. Oh, thank you, Janice. I'm just blabbering on. I'm not even sure I'm talking about half the time, to be honest. I'm sleep deprived today. I really am. So if I come up with some strange things, it's because my brain's on 10% after being woken up at like stupid o'clock in the morning. Oh dear. Right, let's have some.
That
Put the
lavender,
yellow down.
lovely.
It is. That lavender's gorgeous, isn't it? I can't wait to see what they paint like because I haven't actually used them yet. If you notice my last few, because the videos were done before I got this paint set, um, even like on Sunday's video, this Sunday's video is actually using the old paint,
Oh, okay.
the original. Yeah, it's not using the Daniel Smith yet, so I haven't actually used them yet. Can you believe it? I'm excited to, but I haven't got round to it yet. So let's see. This one is indigo. Okay.
Oh, that's a nice colour as well, indigo.
Yeah, it's funny, but they look so different in the tube. And I know once I've mixed a little bit of water in there, they'll be completely different again. What's next? Oh, we've got one colour here. What colour is that? That is, oh yeah, Prussian blue. That could go next to the blues. How's everyone else? What kind of day have you guys had? I know it's been just really sad news hitting on the telly and seeing all these people who've lost their properties and had to be evacuated, and it just makes me so sad. And there's lots of Just Giving sites at the moment that you can donate to. I've donated, and it's just nice trying to help people get back on their feet. And it's affected so many people.
awful, isn't it? I've had so much in the USA. What with all the
Yeah,
storms earlier on in October last year, and they've got snowstorms as well.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I think Eric mentioned something about snowstorms.
Yeah,
Yeah, the weather system, it's just so unpredictable. I'm glad Donna didn't have to evacuate though. Everybody, I mean, we were all very worried about her. We hadn't heard from her for a day and we weren't sure what was happening, so it was really stressful when one of your friends could
she.
be in distress.
I haven't seen anything.
Oh, it was on a chat that I don't think you're part of that chat, so you probably never saw. But everyone on there was worried about her because we weren't sure if she was okay. And we thought she might have to evacuate her property, you see, but she was okay. She didn't have to leave. What colour is this one? This is Hooker's Green. Now, yeah, I hear, because I watch quite a lot of watercolour videos on YouTube ever since I've taken an interest in the medium. Hooker's Green is like probably nearly every video I've watched of watercolour artists always use Hooker's Green. So I'm glad he managed to order that. I guess people do a lot of florals and things with the greens, and it's a popular one.
Hi, Suda. Lovely live you did this morning. Well, our morning, probably your end of the day.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was there for it because I was awake.
yeah. I saw you was in the chat. Uh,
Yeah,
oops. And Johnny.
that's nice.
Johnny's another insomniac.
Oh yeah, he is. Is he? Is Johnny in the States then? Is he? What time is it normally with him?
Where are you from in the States, Johnny?
Hi, Sudha. Hi, sweetheart. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you've had a good day so far. I'm loving all your mandala type of drawing, painting. It's amazing.
Oh, the one she was doing was freehand. It was
I know. Crazy. I couldn't do it. Honestly, I'm just impressed.
I couldn't do it either.
It's like dotting with me. I tried dotting. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it. Somebody even bought one of the first ones I did, but it wasn't perfect at all. There was lots of inconsistencies with it. The dots were all over the place. They were all different sizes, but the
Mine.
guy fell in love with it, offered to pay for it. I was like, you can have it for free, but he said, no, I must pay for it. So it was nice.
From Texas. Any snow where you are, Johnny?
Oh God, look, Byron's had a brilliant idea.
Oh,
He said he'd love to see Kat and me doing a Japanese or Chinese style. I want to do a Japanese or Chinese style painting. I've seen loads of them. They're gorgeous.
yes. Cherry blossom.
And yeah, and especially when they use the gold ink as well. Like, I've seen them using those glass pens. I don't know if you've seen them, Byron. And I was so impressed. I watched one, I was like, wow, so skilled. They use these glass pens they dip into the ink
Yeah.
and draw these beautiful fine lines.
I won't have a steady hand for that.
I don't know if you need a steady hand because they go so fast. Usually it's steady because it's fast. They go whoosh and it's kind of done. They don't go slow like we do with paintbrushes sometimes.
Yeah, but you're forgetting I'm a dinosaur.
You're not. I mean, look at you, you managed to get on alive.
Do you know what, Taz? It was so much easier this time. I just copied that link, saved it
Yeah,
to my iPhone under notes, copied
yeah,
and pasted it in Safari, on the browser thingy, and
yeah.
straight away. Whereas on Google Chrome, it just kept, I don't know, it just wouldn't have it. Google Chrome can be very funny.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but that's good to know that I didn't even think there would be a browser issue really. So I wouldn't have thought that would have been a problem. So I probably would have just scrambled around trying to find a solution for ages, but you managed to find a solution. You're not that much of a dinosaur cat. You can't be. You troubleshot it and you fixed it. So, you
Yeah,
know,
prepared this time.
good. Yeah, I mean, everything, it's like everything in it, is it gets easier the more you try it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, Laurie's got
Right.
snow.
Oh,
Oh,
has she?
she got the snow that was in Dallas Friday morning, and she's in Missouri. Oh
Is
God.
it a lot then, Laurie? Is there much snow? Byron's saying his mind is full of great ideas around voices and paintings and music. We love great ideas, Byron, so share away, especially with paintings. I'm always looking for inspiration. And I'm going to be doing a brown-eyed Susan for Laurie at some point. That's that's going to be exciting.
Mm.
Or maybe a daisy because she loves roses. So this Sunday, Kat and me obviously collabing with Sheldon, and we've got a bit of an announcement about our timings and dates. So do come along if you can on Sunday, which is tomorrow, right? God, this week's gone by so fast. Um, so yeah, so what we're going to be doing then is I'm going to be doing a watercolor rose because Patricia, one of my viewers, asked for a rose in my last premiere, so I thought I'd do a rose for her. But I'll definitely be doing something for you as well, Laurie. So watch this space. I can't wait to try it. So I've got all my colours in now, and I'm thinking, should I paint something now? Maybe I should. I can move this up here, and my what should I paint? Trying to think what would look nice. I could do a bouquet, or I could do maybe trying to think what else I could do off the top of my head that I know how to do. Um,
Bee.
sorry, you?
A bee. A bee.
A bee, a bee. Goodness, I could. I think I need a bit more practice. Is it this way or that way? Should we have it? Let me think. Do you know what? I think I might get my spray bottle and just see if I can just. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint a vase initially. Let's move this down here so you can see it. Got to sort my lighting out in this room because my lighting is now too far behind the table and it casts a shadow. So let's get some blue in.
Lighting is the bane of my life. You can never get it right, whether I'm down
I
here
know,
live or upstairs in my art room.
I know it is impossible, isn't it? And with the British weather, it's really bright 1 second, and it just as you get to start filming, it's dark and pitch black, and you're like, what the heck happened? Something disappeared. You know, it's so hard to control it with the weather changing all the time. I
It
think
is,
I'm going to keep it this way, and I'm just going to do a bouquet here. Let's move this up so you can see my whole.
it is starting to get lighter in the evenings now, only
I
slightly.
can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait, honestly. I can't wait.
Can't wait for spring. I love spring and I love autumn.
Me too.
Right, that's all the black jewels done. So,
Sometimes I put too much water down. I have to take it back up with my brush because I just realized I didn't keep a cloth nearby to soak up my brush. Okay, there we go. Now we've got what we need here. That's easier. And this is only 200 GSM. So I was talking to this tutor on Wednesday night, and she said if you're doing watercolor, try to go for 300 GSM. That's better. And the paper should be cotton and cold pressed, and that way you won't have as many issues.
so
Mm,
even the paper you use is, um, with watercolor, you've got to have the. It's better to have good quality.
yeah, this one buckles a bit, to be fair, so I do need better paper. I should have. mentioned it to Ab when he got me my gifts. I don't actually have the proper paper. I mean, it's okay, this one. It's not too bad, but it does buckle with water, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas the heavier paper, she actually took a sheet out of the 300 GSM and it was double the thickness of this.
Wow.
And it was, you know, she said it takes a lot of water and you can really do a lot with it and you don't end up overworking the painting, you know. Byron's saying, I'm glad when spring comes so I can go outside and chillax. So yeah, tell me about it. I love the spring. Promises of things to come. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray. I'm going to probably regret this. This is the tiniest bath ever. I'm going to spray the paper here, but I'm not sure if this spray bottle's going to come out like crazy. I needed one of the tiny misters, you know, the misty. Oops, I just dropped a load of water. I need the misting sprays, you know. Oh, done it. There we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dab it into my red a little bit, my paintbrush, I mean, and I'm just going to add a bit of colour here and there and let the water kind of spread it out. And this I'm just doing. Obviously I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing whatever I feel like doing. It's one of the things Betty told me, just do whatever. It doesn't, you know,
Go with the
doesn't
flow.
really matter. Go with the flow, yeah. And I'm trying to be less of a controlled artist. Can't help it, you know, because I'm quite a detail-oriented person. I like to be very precise and controlled and OCD. I'm trying to break out of that, and it's super hard. Let's get some lilac down, shall we? Yeah. So
Ooh.
put that down. You can see it's kind of spread already. Can you see that? I think you can. Let me zoom
Yeah.
in a bit more. Oh goodness, it's very hard to zoom in on the live, isn't it? Oh, I'm nearly knocking everything over here. Let's get some of that beautiful lilac in. And red and lilac look nice together anyway, so can't go wrong.
Maren
As long
says
as I don't get mud.
Cinderella related with the pretty blue colour. It is a nice
Yeah.
colour, actually, that.
Sorry?
I said it is a nice blue colour. Oh, that's gorgeous. I've just seen with the blue in the petals. Is that the lilac?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the lilac.
gorgeous.
There we go. Let's wash the brush off because I don't want to mix my colours up. And I'm going to get some orange now with it. Where's the orange? Do we even have it? Oh, we had a Mayan orange, didn't we? That's the Mayan orange. It looks so red. Goodness. Um, that Mayan orange is more red than orange. Maybe I can mix some white into it. Did I even have white? Yeah, I did. I just didn't put it into the palette. But let's just see what happens with this. Oh, no, it looks exactly the same, if not more vibrant than the red. Wow, that was pyrrole red. No, I might have to dry this off, so it might get a bit noisy. And see if I can dry this. This is fun, isn't it? Nice and relaxing. I was thinking the other day, Betty, that if you had, I know you don't have epidemic sound, do you?
Sorry?
But if you don't have epidemic sound, do you?
No, I've got the app. I downloaded the app, but
Yeah. I mean, there's no need, but if you did have it, I could have played music in the background and it wouldn't have picked it up on either of our
oh,
channels, you know? Get some green, and I'm gonna tone that down a little bit, I think. I kind of want this green. I don't want the bright green. I don't want the hooker's green. Hooker's green sounds funny. Um, I
hmm.
want that green.
Hello, whimsical fluid artist.
Hi, Meshka.
Mishka. I did say it right.
I don't know if I said it right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I just assumed it was Meshka or maybe Mishka. I'm not sure. How are you, darling? How are you doing? I'm just doing these little ribbon type of things, and I should probably wait till I've dried it off before it bleeds everywhere, but I'm in a rush, so I'm just gonna try and do this green foliage type of thing with the green. And we've got lots of white gaps in here, which is nice. This is a bit more, I guess this is what you would call um, loose floral painting, whereas the last loose floral painting I did was very controlled and nothing like a loose floral painting.
Yeah, because I mean, you're literally you're not drawing first, are you? You're
No, I'm just dabbing on.
using,
It's
yeah,
very kind of going with your gut, you know,
yeah.
rather than might wait for it to dry a bit and then add some really strong petals then in, and that's kind of more take it up to show you. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. Still a bit wet. And while I'm waiting, I'll just make the vase a bit more, maybe the darker blue with the vase, and mix that in and give it some depth or shadow around the edges. Oh, it's still wet, so it's kind of wet and damp at the moment, which has a nice effect. I'll extend it because my hands are a bit shaky. When your hands are shaky, you end up having to change the shape of the vase because you're like extending it until it gets sorted with the mistakes you made. There we go. I like that. Well, this is a nice, quick, easy project. And if any of you haven't tried watercolor and want to, please do go ahead and try because it is quite relaxing and it's a quick outcome as well, like pouring. Although pouring is a quick outcome, but you do need to mix paints and prepare and stuff. But with loose florals, you can just quickly, with a brush, very quickly create something. I'm going to get some of the darker carmine red now because I really want to put some nice strong petals down. And I might have to try this actually. Now, one thing I realized is there's a mute button on my phone. And I don't know whether that mutes both of us or just me, Kat. So I'm going to give it a go and mute you while I dry with this very loud dryer. Let me see. Well, maybe it's not that loud actually.
Can't hear very much.
So Linda Lambert is saying if you use a block of watercolor, it doesn't buckle as it's gummed down. You only tear off when it's dry and you're finished. Use Saunders Waterford CP 300 grams for years. Oh, okay, that's a good tip. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm looking for different brands. Thanks, Linda. That's a nice tip. Thank you, Meshka. That's really sweet. She says it's looking lovely. And she checked that when we post the video. Um, Linda's saying I love pouring watercolor. Great. And Byron's saying the orange almost looks pinkish, like Aurora's gown from Sleeping Beauty. Is your new palette coated with ceramic? No, it's I'm pretty sure that's plastic, Laurie. It's not ceramic, although this is metal. The tin side is metal, so it's not ceramic. My new palette is, if you mean this, these are my new palettes as well. I mean, I bought these. Um, and they're definitely ceramic, yes. I deliberately bought ceramic ones, but I couldn't find any ceramic um these trays. So I couldn't find any ceramic ones of those, mostly plastic that I could find. So right, let's see what we can do. Is it dry enough to put some darker red in? Okay, I've got my detail brush now. And let's see if we can add some bit more controlled petals. So, how's it going for you, Kat? I'm
Well,
trying to look up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've nearly finished. I think after I've done, I've got a few more um, yellow jewels to put on, and then I can start on the orange, and then he'd be finished. It's so quick. It really is so.
yeah. I, I know I'm nearly finished as well. I only have to add a little bit of green, I think. I'll add a tiny bit of green to it, so to give it a bit more depth. But that carmine red is really strong.
I don't know if they can see the true colours because it's so dark. On looks so dark on my screen.
Have you got good lighting there, or what kind of lighting have you got?
Well, I've got my overhead lighting. I've got a lamp to the right of me, and then I've got this backlight that I'm working on. It's
Right.
looks dark on the screen.
Yeah. I think what I've noticed is that you need white light. All the other lights that don't work for me, they
Yeah.
just go funny yellow or dark. And yeah, I haven't got the best lighting. I've got that. It's just not pointing in the right direction. So
So that's just the orange left to do now. So quick. You should have.
yeah,
So how are you getting on with your diamond art? Have you done any? I know you and Betty were gonna.
I haven't done any. No, I the only time I ever tried was with my kids, and they tried to make me do it, but I was terrible.
No, not you.
Um,
You should have in the chat.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were talking to then. Oh, okay.
No, but
Who
you
was doing it?
should try it with them though, Taz. I'm sure they might like it.
Oh, the kids got bored as well. They couldn't do it. They were like, "Oh, no, you do it, mum." I was like, "No, I can't do it because I tried. I kept picking it up and it kept falling off the whole thing. You know, I don't know why, but it was ages ago. So
Yeah. Well, my Valentine one for the Valentine collab, I'm
yeah.
just working on the sky. So I've got about, I hope to finish it tonight.
Uh-huh.
Be able to upload the video once I've done the editing and that. But the mistake, like I said in the other live, I mistakenly put, see, with these canvas
Hmm.
ones, or you get like a plastic film that you peel it off and all the stickies underneath. And they're really good plastic covers. But mine crinkled up, and I couldn't. It was getting harder and harder to reuse it. So I
Hmm.
stupidly put cling film down, and it just stuck fast to the gum, and I can't get it off. So I've got to use glue, and it's taking
Um,
longer.
yeah.
So I learnt that way.
Yeah.
What I should have done is this, like the waxy parchment paper. This sort of stuff. That's much better. It doesn't stick.
Is that like baking sheets
Yeah,
or is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
better.
I know. Yeah.
Or saran wrap, whatever they call it in the States, but
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. Saran wrap. There's so many different names for it. It's crazy. It's just.
Yeah, cling film. I've always known it as cling film.
Yeah, that's what I used to. That's what I used to call it, and then I started calling saran wrap because all my American friends were going, "What?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'll just be Americanized for a bit and just use their terminology." I realized I've started writing watercolor without a U, and I've always written. I used to be a stickler, going, "No, there's a U in there," but now I'm just doing it, because I realized that a lot of people who type it into Google are usually looking for it without a U.
Yeah.
Well, I'm quite happy with that. It's only small, but it's cute. Um, yeah, I quite like that. It's different.
Gorgeous. Like an explosion of flowery colours.
Yeah, I think next time though, I am learning. Next time, what I'll do is I'll leave more white space, and that's the balancing thing, isn't it? When you're doing watercolors, you've got to realize that you don't have white. The only white you have is the actual paper, and you have to maximize that. The idea that use the white of the paper
Oh,
to do the highlights or the lowlights, or that sort of thing.
I didn't realise there was no white in watercolour.
Well, apparently you can use gouache because the gouache is similar to watercolor, but it's opaque. So you can. A lot of people, what I've seen people do, artists do, is they say they're painting a bird. then it will wait till it's dry and then go in and do a little dot in the eye with white gouache because it's still watercolor. It's just opaque watercolor, but it's usually not the white that comes with this tin. This set, for example, is not opaque. It's transparent, so you just be able to see through it when you put that down. You know, if I were to put that down, you see right through it. So, hi, Creations by Tonya, or Creations with Tonya. Thank you, sweetheart, for saying you like it. I'm still early, and there's certain techniques in watercolor I'm good at, but certain techniques I'm not good at, like the loose type of stuff like this. But I'm getting there. I'm building confidence slowly, bit by bit. So every painting is a win, really, because I'm going to head towards the goal of being able to be a bit more looser with my painting and be a bit more flamboyant and, you know, just tune into kind of feelings rather than my mind, as to what has to look right or not. Yeah, I didn't know that until I watched like 10 videos and they all said similar things that the white, a titanium white, is transparent or semi-transparent, so it's not the best to put on top of other colors. Oh, Tonya, you do watercolors. Great. And you're good at certain techniques. Which techniques? Are there specific techniques? Sorry, I'm being nosy, but I love it when there's other people who are also good at stuff, and it's just nice to share ideas and things. And I know there's dozens and dozens of different techniques, but it'd be great to see some of your artwork. Oh, Byron, you're such a sweetheart. You're like Prince Charming on here. Honestly, the things that Byron says about us cats, saying we're beautiful and elegant and graceful. Be- It really touches my heart. Glowing personalities. You're sweet, you are.
He is. Oh, I need to scroll down.
Need my glasses because I can barely read the chat. It's like about a meter away from me because it's outshot of the camera. But I usually have to really squint to see what I'm looking at in the chat. Oh, are you doing the Cinderella project, Tonya? If so, can't wait to see it.
Hmm.
That's got Byron going. Not sure what it's called, but it is really transparent. Okay. I think I really want to do a carnation after some point. I'm going to do Laurie's Laurie's favorite, which is the daisies. And the black-eyed or brown-eyed Susans, and I'm also going to do a carnation at some point. I've got an idea of how to do it. So, yeah, watch this space. I make all these promises, and half of them I deliver, and half of them I completely forget because my memory's honestly, I'm like a goldfish. So I have all these ideas, well, I'll do this, I'll do that, and I end up doing a fraction of them. But I guess most creatives are crazy like that. Yes, please, Tonya, send me a couple of pictures. And Tonya, if you ever want to join on the live, just say. It'd be lovely to have some of you as guests, actually. So. It'd be amazing. And you can also, I'm sure, Cat will have you on as well. And Betty's also doing it. So if you ever want to join any of us guys, just give us a shout and say when.
Once you've done the first one, it's not so stressful.
I know, yeah. It's when the technical things go wrong, is that the stress levels are through the roof, aren't they? Because people are waiting for you. Oh yeah, it would be fun. though. I'd love that. Especially I mean, it'd be great if you did similar techniques. We don't have to. You could do resin or pouring or absolutely anything you want. It's all about being creative, isn't it, and sharing what we're doing. Yeah, do you know, Linda, I remember in one of my first watercolors, I was saying that it actually is quite forgiving, but really it is. So it was my false sense of security and being naive about it, because I think the first few went okay for me. With the blending, I was blending it with the brush, but then I realized there's so many techniques, and most of them are unforgiving. Whereas, like what the teacher was saying to me, the tutor, the oil painting tutor I had the other night, she said to me that with oil paints, if you mess it up, you can just paint over it and put another layer over it, you know? Or you can scrape it off because it takes forever to dry with oil paints. Whereas with watercolor, it's so easy to overwork a painting. You can't usually get it back because it damages the paper too much when you overwork it. So it is not as forgiving. So yeah, I completely agree with you now, now that I know a bit more about it.
So that's my bee finished. See how quick that was.
Brilliant. I'm finished as well.
Look at the gorgeous.
That. Let's have a look at your bee close up. Can you hold it up, maybe?
You see
Or
that?
is it not? Yeah.
You see it?
Oh, I can. Yeah, now we can. Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. Oh, it's amazing. And he did that in that short period of time. That's great.
So all I need to do
Oh,
now is hang the jewels underneath, and it can hang in the window.
beautiful.
Ta-da. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, Sudha. Thank you, Laurie. That's really amazing. You really knocked it out of the park today, Kat. Well done. We're gonna have to love them and leave them now. I think we've taken up too much time already, and we were meant to do 20 minutes. And guess what? I've got this
It's finished.
child's timer. I've got this timer for us to stop us from going too far and losing track of time, right? And I forgot to turn it on. Oh God, it's too bad. That's bad, isn't it? I forgot to turn it on.
Well, we've had fun. It's been good.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Should we
Thank you, Smarty.
get some rest?
Yes, I'm going to have a good nap tonight. Early night for me. Okay, guys, thanks all for being with us. Love you loads. We're going to have to leave you to get on with whatever it is that you're doing. Just want to say bye from me and bye from Kat.
Yeah. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, Taz.
Bye, Kat.